All right. Hey, we asked a question earlier. Who left a bigger mess here, Brian Shaw or Josh McDaniels? And we got some responses on social media, on Twitter. All right.
Oh, well, they're going to straighten you two guys out.
Let's see what they say. From Ezekiel_Dupree, McDaniels, hands down, he left with Tebow on the roster.
Put the money in the
Man
jar.
after my own heart.
Yeah, put your money in the jar. Over there.
All right, I will.
Okay.
I will. Okay, next. Denver Gambler, McDaniels. Shaw wasn't the GM.
See? That's
Good
true.
point.
But
Good point.
you know, in
McDaniels
defense,
wasn't technically either,
McDaniels,
but
the
he certainly
GM,
acted the
was
part.
pretty good GM.
Yeah, actually, his best moves were as a drafter.
yeah.
Demarius
The best
Thomas.
things
How
he
much
did.
time did we
Yeah.
spend about talking about the elite receiver?
Yeah.
Who picked him?
Yeah. He also took Tim Tebow in the first round. I just want to remind you that. All right, next. Jake Cook, 345. Shaw left a bigger mess. The Nuggets just weren't that good. Well, was that Shaw's fault?
Well, give me a break here.
or
How
was the
good were the Broncos when Josh McDaniels was
Yeah.
fired?
Right,
He was
and-
fired about the same junction of the season as Brian Shaw was, if you
Correct.
think
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. That's correct.
And that was a team that had gone, in his last 15 games, had won like 3 of them or something like that. I mean, and people care about the Broncos. I mean, when you take the comparison, I would guess 2 million people in this metropolitan area care about the Broncos, and I would imagine 50,000 people care about the Nuggets, maybe 100,000.
You know, Shaw didn't tear the team down. McDaniels tore his team down.
But
I
that
might
was-
be going back to. Remember, hold on. Before the draft, I give him some credit for drafting. Look, he wasn't 100% wrong on everything, but he was close. Remember,
he wasn't.
When he got here, hold
He
on.
was as good a
Hold
drafter
on.
as John Elway
When
is.
he got here,
Goodness gracious
when
sakes
he,
alive.
let's remember what he did
Walk out
before
like
he
that.
even started drafting guys. When he got here, he took a team that was on the ascension offensively with Jay Cutler and Brandon Marshall and Tony Scheffler and Peyton Hillis, and he got rid of all of them. He got rid of all of them, and they were on the way up. Go back and look at what they were the year before under Mike Shanahan. They were something like the 6th ranked offense in the league, and they were moving up the charts. He tore it all down. Tore it all down.
You want to talk to one person in Chicago about Jay Cutler or Brandon Marshall?
I'm not talking about now.
No,
I'm
no,
talking
no.
about back then. How
No, and he was 100%
Mark,
right on
Jay
that.
Cutler was coming off of a Pro Bowl year. He went to the Pro Bowl. Brandon Marshall was a 1,000-yard receiver every year.
And you can't win butt kiss with either one of them. And he figured it out in 2.3 seconds.
Yeah, and
he had a lot of...
who did he bring in to replace him?
I can't help your religious problems, my friend.
Not just Tebow, Kyle Orton too.
You mentioned earlier, by the way, in that game you were talking about in Washington that you went to, Kyle Orton didn't finish that game. He only played like 2 plays or something.
Yes, he had a
My
bum ankle.
boy came in.
Yes, he did.
All right,
Do you remember who that was?
your boy?
Yeah.
What was his
my boy
name?
did.
Remind me.
counts.
Chris Sims. Yeah. So I have Tebow and Chris Sims, and
The
he
Tebow's
has.
going to cost us more than the swearing cost us.
So to repeat, I have Chris Sims and Tim Tebow. I'll put the money in there, and he has Kyle Orton and Brady Quinn.
Yeah.
So we're not perfect. We're not perfect.
I could have told you that.
He said, but he was right. He said, well, did you say they'd lead him to a Super Bowl victory or lead him to the Super Bowl?
To the Super Bowl.
So Brady Quinn never got the chance. Where's he now? Isn't he replacing
He's
Mark
on the
Mayer?
He's on the SEC
He's on
network.
TV on Sundays.
That's where old quarterbacks go to die.
He couldn't play dead in a Western either.